Hey guys, it's Colleen back with Legend of the Crystal Skull. I don't believe we got super far last time. Oh, there's an eyeball. We're going to be finding a million eyeballs, just FYI. I think that's all that's in here. What the hell kind of plant was that? Okay, that's locked. What the hell plant was that? Hold on. Oh, I don't know flowers that well. Speaking of plants, though, I did get an Algerian ivy. Found on sale for like $4. You know what? Let's call Bess.
Hello?
Bess, hi, it's me.
Hey, Nance. I just got back from shopping, which I am happy to report is fantastic here. So, what's going on with you?
A lot.
A lot is in a whole bunch of fun stuff?
Let me start by telling you what happened when I arrived at Henry's house. I walked up to the front door and discovered it was open. So I walked in.
You were knocked out by a skeleton wearing a red ascot?
Someone dressed as a skeleton wearing a red ascot. Although the housekeeper here thinks it really was a skeleton, Mr. Death. But then, she's a little strange.
She's very strange. She tried to poison me.
I'm not sure. I caught him or her sneaking around this scale model of a cemetery. And later I found a tracing of something right by it. So if I could just figure out what it's a tracing of, and what, if anything, it has to do with that model cemetery, I might be able to figure out who Skeleton Man is.
I know that tone of voice. You're not leaving there until you've done just that, are you?
Oh, I also found some kind of receipt in the fireplace that may or may not be a clue.
What's it a receipt for?
That's what I need to find out. See, it's half burned up. All I can read is the receipt number and the name of the place it's from. Zeke's.
Zeke's? You gotta be kidding me.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm sitting here on our balcony in the French Quarter looking down at a place across the street called Zeke's.
That's great. So go over there and ask whoever's behind the counter what receipt number 21-3872 is for.
Bess is not good at snooping.
You want me to snoop?
I wouldn't call it snooping.
Forget it. Not gonna do it.
Bess.
I'm not good at that sneaking around stuff, Nancy. I get nervous, my tongue gets all knotted up, my palms sweat, to say nothing of my armpits.
Bess, receipt number 21-3872. Just go in and ask what it's for. No big deal.
Maybe not for you.
Bess, you can do it.
This is not gonna end well, I just know it. Okay, I'll call you as soon as it's over.
I'll be waiting.
Hey, let's try and go to Zeke's. Do I need to write down that number? I hope not. Oh, yeah. I love doing this. Hold on. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep tapping on the glass until whatever the fuck that thing is. I'm warning you now, I'm doing that every single time I pass by this. Let's see here. Hey, Zeke. How you doing?
Shopping, huh? See something you like?
I like everything.
That's what I want to hear. I'm Lamont. This is my place. So if you got any questions, I'm the guy to ask.
Actually, I do have a question. This friend of mine found the number of a receipt that came from this shop, and she asked me to ask you what the receipt is for. But if you're really busy, or you'd rather not, or it's against the rules...
No problem. What's the number?
21-387.
It should be against the rules if it's not what you personally purchased.
72. Here we go. That ticket was for a large box of assorted, unknown items I bought from Henry Bow.
So he is selling stuff off.
That's all I can tell you.
Assorted unknown items?
It's a box with a bunch of different things in it, kind of like a grab bag. Look, I just don't want to make trouble for anyone, okay?
Can you tell me what was in the box?
It's still in the back room. I haven't had a chance to really go through it yet. Hey, is there something else I can help you with? Beads, hula dolls, old books. Got great deals on all of them.
Hmm.
Seeing as this place is called Zeke's, and it's your place, shouldn't your name be Zeke?
Guy I bought this place from wouldn't sell it to me unless I swore I wouldn't change the name. So I didn't. Funny thing was, his name wasn't Zeke either.
Is Henry Boulay a friend of yours?
No, I met him at the reception at Bruno's house following the funeral. Gave Henry my card, said when he wanted to start liquidating, he should give me a call.
Did Bruno have a lot of valuable things?
Didn't look like it, but what he lacked in quality, he made up for in quantity. That house of his is filled with junk. He kept everything. For someone in my business, the place is knick-knack heaven.
I think I'll look around some more.
You got a question, just holler.
This might come in handy.
Just straight up steals it.
Ooh, P.U. Ooh, they weren't kidding.
Oh shit. Oh shit, it's one of those. Okay, I do know what to do here. All of these things we have to move around. Where's the fan? The fan should go where the plug is. The head is in the wrong place. Fan should go where the plug is. The boat with sails on it should be there. This should be out of the way. That's going to go straight towards that. Oh, shoot. Let's just see what happens as of right now, because I don't remember how to do this whatsoever.
Well, I've got the right idea.
But maybe I do slightly remember. Oh. Fun.
Still need some work.
Shoot, maybe this goes here. This goes here and this goes here. Let's try that.
I'm getting there, I think.
Let's see what happens with this. I'm like almost there. Okay.
There, that should do it. Lamont, could you
This is how we're gonna distract him. It's such a bitchy
What do you
move.
need?
I can't quite reach that bottle up there. Could you get it for me?
Sure.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I'll go get you something. What do you need?
Nose spray. Back room.
No spray, back room, got it.
This is so fucked up of her to do. I kind of like the beef. And then we'll just take our time letting him sneeze.
Dog.
Oh, Bruno and some dog. Oh shit, look, it's one of those costumes. Fun. I think this is, I was gonna say line, word, letter, but there's no word with 32 letters in it. Some of these don't exist. Alright, well, my first thought would be line, word, letter, but there's no words with 32 letters in it, so we'll just count the letters. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna lose track fast, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. It's E in we. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y? Hold on. Is there a Y? Maybe we should look at the box. There is no Y. There's an LV. There's not even a V. Oh, that's where I fucked up. L E B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. E. 1, 2, 3 in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. U in south. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In France. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. D in days. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. T in 2. O. Okay, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. D. And then X is, I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing this right, but I guess let's see. I like how we're just letting Lamont suffer. Oh, that was it. Dr. Belay, this completes our transaction. The whisper is now yours. Respect its
Whoa,
power.
this is weird. I better
My
call
grandfather
Nancy and
found
read
out
this to
in
her word
the
for word.
schools, right, often undoes.
Wow, Bess, that is weird.
No, I'll tell you what's weird. The box the letter is in is padded, and it has this round indentation in it that's the exact size of a human skull. It's like it used to contain a skull, but now it doesn't.
Did you find anything else?
Yeah, inside the box that this box is in, there's a couple of photographs. One's of a boy and a dog, and the other is of an iguana dressed up like a pirate.
What?
And there's a costume in the box of a skeleton man.
Yeah.
Really?
And did I mention that Lamont was very reluctant to talk about buying this box of stuff from Henry? Said he didn't want to get anyone in trouble, whatever that means.
Sounds like he or Henry, or possibly both, are up to something they shouldn't be. Good job, Bess. I'm gonna poke around here and see if I can find out anything about a skull called the Whisperer. You better go take care of Lamont.
Would you believe it? The guy is still sneezing. He must keep
Fucking
noticing it
help
because
him,
it
dude.
clogs his sinuses. Oh, he's gonna hate me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he will. Hold on. What am I doing? Oh, shit. I don't have a task list. Well, hey, why are you selling his stuff off when you're not supposed to sell it off yet? Answer me that.
Yes?
I'll let you get back to work.
Guess not.
Awesome.
Maybe I
Hello
see some better.
again. I'll see you later. Come see me anytime.
Okay.
What was that?
That was Uncle Bruno's pet iguana, Iggy. He's always in here stealing paper. He must be using it to build a nest or something. Look, I had all those books arranged so they fit perfectly in that box. Put them back in, okay? I don't have time.
I just want to look through this one book.
Go right ahead, after you put all those other books back.
Um, I like the nice clicking in. I hate the ones where it's like, just get it like pixel perfect and it's very sensitive, you know? Oh, no, that makes sense. Hmm. I can't turn them. Hmm. Oh, no? Oh, shit. Well, that's fucked up. Oh, I think I'm on to something. Ah, there we go. Bye, Professor Hotchkiss. Love her. Oh, fuck yeah. I get to call her this game? Fuck yeah. I wonder what name she'll call me this time. Fucking love that bitch. Okay. An overview. One of the most ancient and widespread legends known to humankind can be summed up thusly. Scattered over the earth are 13 humanoid skulls carved out of pure crystal. At some point in the future, fate will bring the 13 skulls together and they will speak, imparting wisdom that will save the human race from annihilation and usher in a golden era of peace and enlightenment. There are several versions of this legend. In one, the skulls are created by Mayans, Incans, or Aztecs, and collectively form a repository of information detailing how and why humans came to be. Another legend credits their creation to the extraterrestrials who seeded the Earth with a human race and left the skulls behind to explain their actions at some point in the future. Yet another contends the skulls are ancient in origin, but more important, that each skull is somehow magical in and of itself. The distinctive gifts they offer their owners reputedly include precognition, clairvoyance, telekinesis, and of course, immortality. Of course. Some variations combine all of the above. What is both indisputable and intriguing about the general legend and its smaller colorful variations is that several mysterious crystal skulls have indeed been discovered in the past millennium, turning up in all corners of the earth. What follows is an examination of everything that is currently known about these skulls in hopes of separating the facts of their existence from the fantasies of human imagination. TBFM LHADU? The Whisperer. The first documented reference to the crystal skull known as the Whisperer came in 1532, shortly after Hernando de Soto helped Francisco Pizarro ambush and capture the Incan Empire Atahualpa at the Battle of Cajamarca. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing things. I apologize. De Soto's aide-de-camp, while updating the De Soto's expedition records, noted that during Atahualpa's subsequent imprisonment, De Soto befriended the Incan ruler. In time, Atahualpa told De Soto a secret: he possessed an exquisitely detailed life-size human skull that the ancient ones had carved out of pure, clear crystal. Is this about what is it that Sunny June and what's her face from the Egypt game are always talking about? What do they call the aliens? The ancient ones. She also said the ancient ones. Anunnaki? Anunnaki? He happened upon it at the head of a deceased high priest whose astonishingly advanced age had caused his fellow priest, out of fear and jealousy, to slip him a fatal dose of poison. Atahualpa took a fancy to the skull and kept it, and soon realized that the skull, which he contended would sometimes whisper to him in an unearthly voice using unfamiliar words, was giving him immunity to all human ailments. As long as he possessed the skull, Atahualpa told De Soto he would live forever. But like the priest before him, and like everyone who possessed this particular skull after him, Atahualpa soon discovered that while the skull could perhaps protect him from the ravages of time and nature, it was no match for the treachery of his fellow men. To De Soto's great surprise and dismay, Pizarro had Atahualpa executed. Although there is no other mention of the skull in De Soto's records, it is highly doubtful that the Spaniard would have left such a treasure behind when he returned to Europe in 1536. Indeed, the next documented reference to the crystal skull, which Atahualpa seems to have inadvertently bequeathed to De Soto, came in a letter written by a nobleman in the court of Philip II, the member of the Austrian Habsburg family who took over the Spanish Empire in 1556. Well, I guess with the Habsburgs, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Habsburg's palace in Vienna, the nobleman mentions encountering a crystalline head of death, which a manservant swore made utterances strange and low, too terrible for the ear to bear. Apparently, the skull then made its way to France, most likely via Anne of Austria, who married King Louis VIII of France in 1615, because the next reference to a death's head carved from the remarkably clear crystal can be found in the manifest of a ship belonging to Rene Robert Cavalier. Soeur de la Salle. Again, I'm sorry for mispronouncing everything. A French explorer who, in 1684, was preparing for a journey that would take the skull, ironically, back to the New World from which it came. The fact that La Salle took a skull with him on his expedition to colonize the Mississippi River Valley suggests that he may have been aware of its reputation for conferring immortality upon its owner. But once again, his real enemy proved to be not age or disease, but his fellow man, a group of his men stranded in what is now Texas, after the expedition landed in the wrong place and antagonized the local Native Americans, eventually mutinied and killed the South so they could abandon their mission and head for the relative safety of the French outposts in Canada. The Whisper, however, appears to have been left behind and didn't reappear until almost 200 years later. The photo to the right, found in the basement of a library in Jonesboro, Arkansas, suggests that by 1881, Atahualpa's crystal skull had found itself in the hands of a traveling huckster who apparently used it to lure. Let me look at this thing, though. Curtis Caldwell's Cures and Curiosities. The Whispering Crystal Skull, Wonder of the Ancient Incan World, Inquire in Style. Okay. Who apparently used it to lure potential patrons to his wagon so he could sell them various pomps and elixirs. if he is the same Curtis Caldwell who, according to census records, settled in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He lived and worked to the ripe old age of 93, dying only when a dissatisfied customer set fire to his house in a fit of anger. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Murder?
If the whisper was in Caldwell's house, and no doubt survived the fire, but exactly what happened to it next has proved impossible to discern, and its current whereabouts is a mystery. What was known about the skull's previous owners could prove very useful in solving this mystery, for all the people who have possessed it have had two things in common. They lived for an unusually long time. I don't think 93 is an unusually long time. I think living to your 90s is like they lived for an unusually long time, and they always, without exception, met death at the hands of another. In other words, the trail that leads to the discovery of this particular crystal skull will likely be one that begins with murder. Mhm. I need to call Hotchkiss. I need to call Hotchkiss right the fuck now.
Yes, hello?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. Is this Professor Hotchkiss?
I am she. Nancy Drew. Your name has a ring to it. Do I know
Should.
you?
Yes,
We've
as a
talked
matter
so
of
many
fact, we met
times.
a little while back in Wisconsin.
Oh, yes. You were the delightful young lady doling out the samples in the tasting room of that cheese factory.
No, I wasn't.
Yum, yum.
No, I met you at Wickford Castle.
That's ridiculous. There was no cheese tasting room at Wickford Castle.
No, we were both guests there. I found a journal written by Marie Antoinette, which you translated. Remember?
I was talking about game number
But
4,
we all
Treasure in
are
the Royal
thinking about
Tower.
how wonderful a nice big slab of Colby cheese would taste right now. Listen, Mandy, I'm on a deadline, so if you could please just tell me why you called.
But my name isn't...
I don't care. Call me whatever you want. I love you too much to hold that against you.
Did a man from New Orleans named Bruno Bollet ever call you?
Ah, now there's a name you can remember.
You can't remember my name?
Nice and French. I'm a scholar of French history.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know. So did Bruno Bollet call you?
Indeed he did. Oui, oui.
Why did he call, if you don't mind my asking?
Because he had read my book, of course. The Crystal Skulls. Fact or fable, one of my best efforts. Sold like hotcakes, smothered in a rich, tangy lemon sauce.
Do you remember what you talked about?
If memory serves, we talked mostly about the skull called the Whisperer. He wanted to know if I had learned any more about it since my book was published, which I hadn't, or if I had any theory as to what happened to it, which I didn't.
And that was the extent of your conversation?
Well, now, let me think. My, such insatiable curiosity, Nellie. You remind me of someone I encountered on one of my journeys. But for the life of me, I cannot remember her name or the
It's probably
circumstances.
me.
Nancy Drew, Wickford Castle?
Ah, the eyes have it.
I'm sorry?
That's what Bruno Bollet said when I turned the tables and asked him if he had any idea where the Whisperer was. He said, the eyes have it. Then he chuckled and hung up.
I'm assuming it has something to do with all the glass eyes I'm finding.
If someone found a skull made of crystal, how could they be sure it's one of the crystal skulls?
Wonderful question, Francie. How indeed? Because there are sure to be thousands of fakes out there. Perhaps tens of thousands. But remember, the real skulls were made long before the tools commonly used for carving today were invented. Which means, let's put on our thinking caps.
Modern-day tools would have left marks if the skull was a fake?
Exactly so. Mind you, the marks on a good fake would be microscopic and thus imperceptible to the human eye. However, any thorough laboratory analysis would quickly unmask a counterfeit.
So the only way to prove that a skull is the real deal is by proving it's not a fake?
And by examining its provenance, its history of ownership. If it can be shown that a particular specimen has been passed along from antiquity into modern times and didn't just suddenly appear in, say, Germany in the mid-19th century, that would tend to support its authenticity as well.
How much would a crystal skull like the Whisperer be worth?
In this crazy day and age, where the shorn hair and used tissues of celebrities get sold for thousands of dollars, there's absolutely no telling, Candy. $500,000 easily. Maybe even $1 million. Maybe 2. Maybe 10. The sky's the limit. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
In your book, you said that all the people who've ever owned the Whisperer were murdered, yet Bruno Bollet dropped dead of a heart attack.
Did he, though?
Saying the Whisperer was in his possession after all? The scallywag! Why didn't he tell me that? Oh, that's right. I would have hung up on him. Well, if that's the case, then I strongly suggest you take a close look at his so-called heart attack, Sandy. Because if he owned the skull and he died, I guarantee you it was at the hands of someone else. Or my name's not Beatrice Gertrude Winifred Hotchkiss.
The idea that the Whisperer can make its owner immortal, do you believe that?
I believe that things that defy any so-called rational explanations happen all the time, Nessie. Now, does that mean there are mysterious
I should count up how many different names she has called me in this conversation.
Cannot ever have full knowledge? Or does it all boil down to us? If the human heart desperately wants something to be true, does the human mind have the power to make it true? Who knows? Oh, questions, questions, questions. Oh, how dreary life would be without them.
I'd better go. Thank you.
Toodaloo!
That's the front door, but I'm not leaving until I figure out what Mr. Skeleton Man was up to.
Yes?
How did Bruno die, if you don't mind my asking?
Just dropped dead in the front hallway. I mean, the guy was 95 years old. Here, check it out. Myocardial infarction. That's doctor speak for heart attack.
Attending physician Dr. Gilbert Buford, 504-555-9970. Was that Bruno's doctor?
And his best friend, or so I'm told. I've never met him.
Interesting keychain.
Wait, where's his number?
That's one of Uncle
Write
Bruno's
down.
glass eyes.
Oh, it's a
It's the one
later.
he was wearing when he died.
How
Ooh.
nice.
Anything else?
It's a later Nancy Drew game. I'm sure that she
Awesome.
wrote the number down already in her phone. Oh shit, shit, shit. No, 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 no. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Sorry.
something?
Go, go.
I'll
No.
stop bugging you now.
Awesome.
There's someone at work who his first language is not English. I tried to explain the word awesome to him, and I originally said awesome meant like good, but all the time at work, like they just tell me stuff and I'm like awesome, meaning like understood, got it. And he's all, now he's always like, that's not awesome. It sucks. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't explain the word very well. Okay, I can call him.
This is Dr. Gilbert Buford's answering service. How may I help you?
I need to talk to Dr. Buford. Could you maybe give me a number where I can reach him?
No, ma'am, I cannot. Is this an emergency?
Sort of. I mean, it's not a medical emergency. See, I'm only going to be in town for a short time, and Dr. Buford and I have this mutual friend who died recently, and I just really need to talk to him about it.
Need some consoling, huh?
Yes, I need some consoling. That's it exactly.
Well, tell you what. It's against the rules to give you his phone number, but I can tell you that now that he's all but retired, Dr. Buford spends most of his evenings at his favorite gumbo stand down in the French Quarter. If you really need to talk to him, you can probably find him there.
Great. Do you know the address?
It's at the corner of Rampart and Domain.
Did you say Rampart and Domain?
I did indeed. Granny Pumpkin's Cajun cooking. They make some darn fine gumbo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and I'm truly sorry about your loss.
My loss?
That mutual friend of yours and Dr.
Nancy.
Buford.
Oh, right. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Bye.
Nancy has slipped up a couple times in this game series about what's supposed to be her cover, what lies she's told people, you know? Unprofessional, Nancy. This is why you're considered an amateur.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's me.
So what's been happening? Tell me everything.
Well, let's see. Since the last time we talked, I was just about getting ready to...
Interesting stuff.
But the reason I called is I need you to talk to this doctor named Gilbert Buford, who, as it turns out, likes to hang out at a gumbo stand called Granny Pumpkin's Cajun Cookin', which should be right across from our hotel.
You just want me to talk to him?
To grill
That's
him.
it? Nothing nefarious? No black ops stuff?
He was Bruno Bellay's doctor, and apparently his best friend, too. I just need for you to see if he thinks there was anything weird about the way Bruno died.
What do you mean by weird?
I kind of think maybe Bruno was murdered.
Murdered? By whom?
That's what
what
we're
I'm
trying to
to
figure
figure
out.
Everyone's a suspect at this point.
Including this Gilbert Buford guy?
Well,
Great, I'm gonna be chatting up Jack the Ripper.
oh, I'm sure the guy's fine, but be subtle, just in case.
Reference to the
I
other
can
game
see
I'm
the gumbo
playing.
stand from our balcony. If he's the guy that's sitting down there, I guess he looks harmless. Okay, I'll go talk to him.
Thanks, Bess. Let me know what happens.
Cheerio.
I think sometimes Nancy asks too much of her friends. If they feel uncomfortable and don't want to do something. But I do want to go to this truck.
What looks good
I want to
you?
eat the gumbo.
A bowl of gumbo, please.
Dive in.
More. We can only do it once? Oh, god damn it. There's a lot of times where my partner and I will go
Hot,
to
yummy.
Thai food restaurants. And I will usually
There you go.
ask for 5-star Thai spicy as well as extra spices on the side so I can add to it. My partner usually asks for like 3 stars, something like that, which is fine, but it's just like I think it's so funny because like sometimes I'll take a bite, it's like they say they give me 5-star, but I'm like, no, I need all the spice. And there have been times where like the spices that they gave me, I used all of them up, and then I was like, can I please just get some more spice, please? And they did, but like and then I felt really bad. I like it really spicy.
Hot, but yummy.
Dive in.
And my partner does not like it that spicy.
Woo, that was hot.
That's what I wanted to see. Okay.
Why, hello, young lady. How kind of you to grace an old man with your lovely presence.
Are you Dr. Gilbert Buford?
I'm delighted to report that I am indeed.
Do you mind if I join you?
Of course not. A little lively discourse would brighten this gloomy evening considerably. This here is my favorite spot in the whole city. Delicious gumbo, pleasing view, particularly now, I might add.
My name's
Dude.
Bess Marvin. I'd like to ask you some questions about
Beth is
Bruno
like
Belay,
18
if
years
that's
old
okay?
and you're like
I'd
in your
prefer
60s or
something matter of a
70s.
happier nature, but I do
What are
not
you
want to seem
doing?
inhospitable, so what is it you want to know?
Why you are hitting on somebody 50 years younger than you. That's fucking weird.
Is it true that Dr. Boulay was your best friend?
Well, now, I was certainly his best friend, but I cannot honestly say that he was mine. Fact is, while socializing with my fellow man, particularly with pretty young women such as yourself, has always been a source of pleasure for me, Bruno was just the opposite.
You can say a
Unfortunately, the
very,
older
like,
he
nice
got, the more
compliment
numerous
without
his
being
idiosyncrasies
creepy just
became,
once and
and
then
the
move
less
on.
concern about their negative effect
Just be
upon
like,
others
oh,
he
your hair is
became.
cool. I like your outfit. Cool boots. And then, like, just move on.
His idiosyncrasies didn't bother you?
Now, as a doctor of medicine, I am not only accustomed to dealing with the abnormal, but I find that I'm actually drawn to it. I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed Bruno's outlandish personality. Although, at the same time, I fear it may have played a role in his demise. You see, he died of a myocardial infarction, most likely caused by age-related atherosclerosis. Dying of a heart attack is all too common for people who are socially isolated, and Bruno Bollet had most certainly become that.
Did they do an autopsy on Dr. Boulay?
No. Given Bruno's advanced age and the absence of any indication of foul play, an autopsy was deemed unnecessary, and the body was cremated according to Bruno's wishes.
Did Dr. Boulay ever say anything to you about owning a crystal skull?
Why, yes. Yes, he did. In fact, he showed it to me once. Said it had magical powers. Said owning it was going to allow him to live forever. I thought it was utter nonsense and told him so. Well, he didn't appreciate that at all. Refused to talk to me for a full 2 weeks.
Damn.
What'd the skull look like?
It was quite beautiful, actually. Life-size, perfect in form and clarity, like a diamond almost. Tell me, Miss Bess, what do you know about that crystal skull?
Nothing.
This friend of mine, who is also a friend of Henry Boulay, Dr. Boulay's great-nephew. Anyway, while she was visiting Henry, she saw this book in Bruno's library about the legendary crystal skulls and was kind of intrigued and thought that since Henry said that you were pretty
You
much
talk too
Bruno's
much,
only
Bess.
friend, maybe Bruno had said something to you about it.
I mean, I
And
think
as
they
it
do
turns
that out of
out,
nervousness,
yeah,
but
that's all I know.
I see. Well, much as I'd like to believe that skull holds the key to immortality, I'm afraid Bruno's passing proves it's worthless. Although it would make an attractive paperweight, as I recall. Tell your friend not to give it another thought.
Where was Dr. Boulay when he had his MI?
In the foyer of his house, just inside the front door. In fact, I hadn't seen him for a while, so I picked that day to pay him a visit. I walked up to the front door, found it unlocked as usual, opened it, and there he was,
people need to
lying
stop
on the
walking
floor in
in.
obvious distress. The next thing I
Wow.
know, his housekeeper came running in and started shrieking and carrying on, until finally I sent her out of the room so she could summon an ambulance, and I could once again hear myself think. Well, let's see. Then I knelt down and saw that he wasn't breathing. So I pulled him away from the doorway so I'd have more room to work on him and began chest compressions. I continued until the medics arrived, but nothing they did made a difference either.
Was Dr. Boulay unconscious the whole time?
Yes, he was.
Can you remember anything that might indicate what he was doing by the front door? I mean, had he just come in from a walk? Was he wearing a hat? Was he holding anything? Had he dropped something? An umbrella? Sunglasses?
Wait a minute. Why, yes, he was holding something. A piece of paper. And on the floor next to him was an envelope. He must have collapsed while reading a letter.
Do you know what happened to it?
Now, I know the letter was no longer in Bruno's hand when the paramedics arrived, so perhaps he released the letter when I moved him. And yet, I do not recall seeing it on the floor when they
Didn't they
wheeled
say
him out
that
the
Iggy the
door.
iguana liked to stash
Iggy.
paper?
What's icky?
Oh, yeah.
Iggy. Iggy is an iguana Bruno befriended, then turned loose in his home. It soon developed the annoying habit of stealing paper and stockpiling it in the vent system.
Are you saying an iguana made off with the letter Bruno had been reading?
It would not have been the first time a missing document ended up in Iggy's possession. Renee would periodically call me saying the lizard had absconded with one of Bruno's prescriptions and would I please write her up a replacement. In any case, Bruno once told me he was training Iggy.
As a
Said he
doctor,
taught
I would
Iggy to
question if
retrieve
that's
the
the real
things it had
case.
stolen.
Do you think it's possible that Renee caused Dr. Bollet's death by, say, hoarding the pills from those missing prescriptions and giving them to him all at once?
That's a good
No.
question.
Had he died of an overdose of the medications I had prescribed, the manner of his death would have been quite different.
Oh.
But he died of a heart attack. Of that I am certain. However, I know for a fact that Renee is deeply involved in the practice of hoodoo. And as Bruno's housekeeper, she had ample opportunity to use it against my poor old friend.
You mean hoodoo really works?
Young lady, never, ever underestimate the power of suggestion. If a person believes in something, even on a subconscious level, fantasy can easily become fact.
Okay.
Who knows what rubbish Renee filled Bruno's mind with? Drink this, don't eat that. This brings good luck, that brings bad, day in and day out. Even if he said he didn't believe a word of it, who knows how much his subconscious was absorbing? He was very old
That's a
and
fair
vulnerable.
question to ask,
So
honestly.
could Renee have caused Bruno to have that fatal heart attack? There's not a doubt in my mind she could indeed.
I'll
let you get back to your gumbo.
Feel free to drop by anytime.
Okay. Okay. I don't think we played long this time, but I cannot play long this time, unfortunately. So we're going to have to come back to this. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye.